obvious, and I just missed the shot. Okay, I'm gonna quickly close the door because I don't expect this. I don't think it has like any scratch on it, but then it has like blood on it, which is, oh my god, they just don't want to get your way. Okay, first of all, you wanna stay here, go, just get a poke, you bash, you do that, you're on the stairs, you're making it awkward as hell.
Bonne journée de travail et tout le monde a survécu.
Very cool.
Ça va niveau munitions?
I'm literally poking his ass, which was like his head, it's not even dead. Yep, I'm out of practice with my freaking
Vous avez besoin de munitions?
Okay, it's not even like a one-shot poke with the fidget spinner, but what's this? Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna have to inspect the weapon in
Génial, y'a pas moyen.
These dudes are quite persistent in their attacks. Yeah, that's what I thought, okay? And of course, our random ass Craig, which is like 8 feet above. Yeah, and more of them. Oh, this is just not even right. Okay, at least I can parry them though. Okay, what's it? Oh, we try to do the kaboom, but no kabooms on my watch, but it's... We don't even stand still even though we're on the floor. I mean, doesn't matter, this is that. Okay, big yo, give me that free freaking parry, thank you very much, and that is a stalker.
Quand je pense pas, on
Yep,
pourrait
plans have been foiled. Oh, Scrooky Scrook. Okay, I just like missed his head entirely, but what's this? Okay, and now the snake is Giga Rage, and he doesn't like my guts anymore. Okay, Pop, you do that.
J'adore.
He is as good as that.
Pour l'instant, ça va. Là,
Okay, now we can finally inspect
La
the
pause est
weapon.
terminée. Il faut s'y remettre.
I don't think it has like any scratches on it, to be honest. Okay, there you go. Screwed. But yeah, like I said, it doesn't seem like there's any scratches on it. I mean, I do see stuff on the candy that is just missing and stuff.
Ouvre-le en deux.
I mean, overall, not a bad freaking skin. I'll use it. But yeah, I'm still gonna use this weapon for the fourth wave and the boss wave.
Oh, shit!
Why not? Oh, look at that.
Bon début.
I mean, I'm still not sure why that animation is not included in,
Merde.
you know, just like our...
Faut continuer comme ça.
Animation only occurs
Il me focus contre un arbre.
Well, then here we go with wave 4 out of 4. Yes, we're going to welcome the door because I literally have nothing else to do. Oh, and
Protège mes arrières.
Okay, thanks, man. Hopefully you guys have that. What's this? The big boss door in the whole spot now over there. And I just can't even parry it, man. Oh, 2 shots in apology, and that's not the shot.
Oh, c'est quoi?
What's this? Dude, playing this game without more, I just don't feel like why are you not a one-shot bomb? Is that because I'm not like back? Okay, that other flesh wound is not sure where. Okay, that's a strike. Oh my god, I didn't want to punch you, fam. Okay, quarter point. Okay, you're a one-shot for this now, so that's always nice.
J'adore
I actually thought that Craig was dead. Apparently not. Yeah, I just played this game without more. It's just actually depressing, man. Because the main thing, and now I just can't even play with it because policies. Oh my god, I'm just getting stuck. Well, thank God for slow motion. Well, then let's just finish this wave as fast as we can. I mean, not if I can't even poke anything. Okay, just do something. Here we go.
Y a trop d'humains pour vous, les aides?
Spicy bones.
Vous porte pas la poisse.
Yep, that's what you're supposed to do to him. But for some reason, I just suck. Well, then I guess I'm just gonna be buying the MP7 on the Berserker because, yep, cross-spark weapons with it. But yeah, these 2 weapons I got out of these 2 USBs, the MP7 and the Zweighänder. And yep, it doesn't take a genius to figure out which one is better. It's obviously the MP7, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see which boss we're gonna be fighting with our good old-fashioned sticks. Oh my god,
Impec, merci.
Protégez la zone.
Il me lâche plus. Génial. On le voit.
Un très bon début. Mais il reste beaucoup de scènes.
Putain, il a disparu. continuer comme ça. Il a une sorte de mécanisme de camouflage.
Et moi j'ai pris un parce qu'elle est trop.
This boss is just like, now Cake One Ball, let's just type of finish you, or maybe not, because this guy is bad. Here. I think I'm going to take you.
Dégomme-moi cet imbécile. Le voilà. Bien visé, mon pote.
Your own fault, right? Like the only time is doing some big up like
Achevez une dernière seule dans le volume de la ventouse.
No, I just got the cord. Looks so funny. Occasionally I do have to touch. That's something that I can't do. That's not Got me that many coats, right? Smart. Last time about
Dégomme-moi cet imbécile.
La zone est presque
yeah, you
sécurisée.
might actually phone me to that, and that's something we don't want.
Je veux dire que je suis comme neuf.
Oh.
Vous savez rester en
I mean, this is just like the Berserker 101. Oh, I'm in that corner I was talking about. But I mean, if I just like this, yet I can get out of this situation. Yep, and that's the Berserker for you. Did that require skill? I'll bet, I guess. So now that quarter bomb just got launched. Sorry, man. Oh, and why are you raged? What the hell raged you now? I mean, he's just like upset that he didn't get me in that corner, and now he just wants some freaking revenge.
Respire un bon
my man's
coup,
doing
tant que
the
c'est
laser when I just like came up close, and now he's fidget spinning my ass. Okay. Thanks, I guess. Ow.
Tout le monde prend. Allons voir la
Well,
vendeuse.
if you just parry everything, the damage she does is just big. It's just like cloud damage. But I mean, the only time he can actually get you with laser is when you are on
C'est
the
calme, nous
stairs.
sommes tous en vie.
Otherwise, yep, it's just...
Oh oui.
Just sad about that. Like, yeah, that was pretty much it for Play What You Box, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. And if you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and see you guys next episode. Adios.
La pause est terminée. Il faut s'y remettre. Le nouveau Z arrive.
On a un Z qui se cache.
Hey, what's up everyone, Richard here, and today I'm going to be reviewing some tips and tricks for improving up the difficulty and making you a better player overall in AF2. This video is going to be mostly for players moving up from hard. This is the difficulty players will find themselves staying at while they get used to the game and learn more advanced strategies and mechanics. The main objective of this video is to highlight some key behaviors and practices that will help improve the gameplay from a knowledge-based perspective. Topics we focusing on skills, composition, weapons, and economy. The first and most universal bit of advice I can offer is to understand each perk and how they function in its game. A perk specialize in those, at least in a large team game. For example, athletics are good at dodging and bumping. Their weapons are also effective against crack enemies, namely clowns, crawlers, and stalkers. Sharpshooters, on the other hand, are primarily tasked with killing by stats, but their weapons are known for the straight dead time, which is important. To keep things simple, I do like to break the perks down into three categories: trash killers, big threat hunters, and
Edouard
switch
Romanin.
hitters. Trash killers include SWAT, Commando, Firebug, and Field Medic. Finally, your switch hitters are berserker and survivalists, although a argument could be made to include demo and training. While each perk's specialty will vary based on what weapons and skills they will equip, most high-level players tend to look at the game in three ways. The importance of understanding this is fairly obvious, as having an imbalance of too many big set hunters or trash killers can leave your team vulnerable or at the very least inefficient. While in Killing Floor, you may be playing as a hero, but every situation is an ally. That leads us into our next topic, which is knowing your enemy. Since in Killing Floor 2, they all have specific resistances, weaknesses, abilities, and exploitable patterns, and understanding these is absolutely essential for becoming a good player.
Attention à
It is
ce que
also
vous
important to understand
Un
that the
véritable
latter
combat
two
vous
will
attend.
change as difficulty increases. While a Husk may only have their fireball
Vous
and
êtes un
melee
véritable
attack
survivant.
on normal, They gain the ability to kamikaze and hard when at low
vais bien,
HP
merci.
and use their cannon as a flamethrower on Suicidal. Other less salient changes can occur too. The Zeds will often be more evasive, move faster, and even perform different melee attacks or combos as you progress in difficulty. Using the KF suit Big Doc linked in the description below,
Quelqu'un
will
est
give
au
you a
seuil
good
de la
idea of
mort?
each set's capabilities from a numerical standpoint. While I can't review every single enemy in this video, I will leave you with a few tips regarding Zeds. First, Scrakes will remain calm until they take a specific amount of damage, so please do not shoot them unless you're prepared to kill it. Second, grenade smash may
Génial.
work
Un peu
on
d'aide
normal
serait pas de
charge,
refus.
but large Suicidal and Hell on Earth
Quelqu'un
games
sur le
is
point de
just
mourir?
not the place for it. Finally,
Impec,
headshots
merci.
are definitely the most effective method of killing Zeds. However, EDARs and Riders are more easily killed when shot in their chest core or legs respectively.
Venez chercher vos accessoires de combat.
Our third tip is tangentially related.
Tête à l'horizon. Il faut y retourner, mes amis.
Toujours en vie. Bravo. Je devrais vous féliciter, mais je préfère vous sévicer.
Ça vient des idées d'or, ça marche en mon organisme.
Venez à que je vous écrase.
To the prior one, but for end phases of the game, as a rule of thumb, usually
Votre perte était inévitable.
that is
Ça
because the
suffit.
individual will
Je
only
vais vous
give
tuer.
75% of your weapon's value back. For example,
Vérification des munitions, les gars.
De la viande de fraîche.
Dites un sol n'échappe à mes balles.
Comment tu te sens?
C'est moi qui viendrai jusqu'à vous.
Je
veux dire que je suis comme neuf.
Il me faut des munitions.
Je suis comme neuf. Merci.
New weapons or upgraded weapons will do you very little good if they have no ammunition. Upgrading also has diminishing returns from higher weapons here, especially when upgraded to tier 5, as it costs a staggering 1,500 Dodge. That's why it's typically not advised to over-upgrade super low-tier weapons or starting weapons, as they're a bad value proposition. To upgrade a tier 1 weapon like the MP7 or AR-15 to tier 5, it costs 3,300 Dodge, while buying a tier 5 weapon will at most run you 2,500. Again, the economy in the game is subject to a lot of factors. Sometimes you'll have to give money to another player, or sometimes you might not really have and have to scrape by through the entire match. But you should keep in mind that in-game build, don't buy armor too early, and have your priorities straight when it comes to ammo, new weapons, and upgrading. You shouldn't have a problem getting a good loadout by the end of the match. While this is far from an exhaustive list, these tips are critical to becoming a better player. The game might seem simple on the surface, but delving into the harder difficulties exposes a surprising amount of complexity. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you have any tips or questions in the comment section below. Also, go check out my community section where we will be voting on the next video. If you like my content, consider subscribing or becoming a member of the channel. But until next time, happy hunting. Choke
concussion rounds, and barrage for our Z-Time skill. Remember that the double barrel can push you out of the way of enemies and potentially save you from a raging Fleshpound's wrath. Perk number 4, and the cornerstone of any team, the Field Medic has 2 strong standout late game weapons that can really make the difference in a hectic and high difficulty game. I'd recommend the HM Tech 401 Assault Rifle and the HM Tech 501 Grenade Rifle. While the 401 is a little bit harder to handle for the Field Medic, it's still very effective at dealing with trash. Its healing capabilities are also extremely powerful and keep most of your team topped off. The 501's higher per shot damage and lower recoil makes it better at dealing with medium sets, but its healing grenades expand your ability to screen choke points for trash and, more importantly, group heal several players. Playing with a team, I would highly recommend using Symbiotic Healing, Adrenaline Shot, Focus Injection, Coagulant Booster, and Airborne Agents. While the combat skills can be tempting, you're already perfectly capable of killing trash, and your team will appreciate the extra buffs. Now that the list is starting to heat up, it's time to move over to the Firebug, who packs a rather wide array of weaponry. The recommended loadout for the Firebug will be the Helios Rifle, Caulk and Burn, and Medic Pistol. The Helios Rifle is one of the easier to use and flexible weapons for the Firebug, and allows it to handle most threats relatively effectively. While it won't have as clean or quick takedowns as the Gunslinger or Sharpshooter, it should have no problem keeping the occasional large Zed in check. The Caulk and Burn is arguably the most powerful Tier 1 weapon in Killing Floor, and punches well above its weight. While it lacks the range of the Flamethrower, its low-cost ammo allows you to quickly acquire better weapons or donate money to other players. The Medic Pistol is a nice supplement for a team that lacks a medic or is just less adjusted to your difficulty and can help keep players on the up and up. The recommended skills for this build are high-capacity fuel tanks, ground fire, Zed Shrapnel, Heatwave, and Pyromaniac. The Demolitionist's fairly straightforward approach to threats allows it to have a bit of diversity in what tools it brings to the battlefield. However, the tried and true Soviet anti-tank weapon, the RPG-7, paired with C4 and a Deagle for close combat, makes a compelling build for the demo. The RPG-7 is surprisingly flexible if given enough space to work. It can quickly dispatch Fleshpounds, groups of trash, and even scrapes with the right skills and a headshot. However, it can be rendered ineffective if Zed's close to the distance. The Deagle, however, gives you good stopping power in a lightweight package if you can tame the recoil. While it's not as strong as the Gunslinger's Deagle, it can one-shot headshot Gorefests and handle other weak enemies handily. The C4, while a bit of a finicky tool to use, is a very effective weapon against Quarter and Fleshpounds, especially when they're grouped up. Just be careful of collateral damage, and to detonate the C4, before damaging them with other explosives. Otherwise, the C4 will deal less damage. For best effect, the skills I recommend are Bombardier, high impact rounds, sonic resistant prime rounds, armor piercing rounds, and destroyer worlds. With this build, just be mindful of your surroundings and try not to disrupt the game of perks that live or die on headshot, such as gunslingers, sharpshooters, and commandos. The 7th perk, added to Killing Floor 2, in my personal favorite for the Gunslinger, has quite a bit of variety when it comes to weapon loadouts, thanks to its huge range of weapons at its disposal. I recommend that it add cheesy builds, a pair of Desert Eagles, upgraded ones, a pair of 1911s, upgraded ones, a pair of Rhinos, and an upgraded Medic Pistol. The Desert Eagles with a bit of practice are hands down one of the easiest ways to kill Gunslinger, even without being fully upgraded. This, paired with the Gunslinger's exceptional mobility, allows you to quickly remove scraps and Fleshpounds wherever they pop up. The M1911, while perhaps not as flashy as the Deagles, allow the Gunslinger to efficiently handle trash and medium Zeds without you having to use your much more expensive ammo. They also serve as a good backup for finishing off big Zeds in case the Deagles run dry. The Rhinos are a bit more niche compared to the first two weapons, however work very well at choke points and hallways where Zeds are packed together. While it won't deal as much direct damage as other handguns, it will make short work of groups of weaker enemies. The Medic Pistol, as our final weapon, will not only bolster our team's survivability, but also works as a super efficient way of killing trash. For skills, I recommend the Gunslingers always take Quick Draw, Rack 'em Up, Speed Loader, Skullcracker, and Fanfire. The 8th perk, the Sharpshooter, functionally has two different types of builds.
C'est pas parce que c'est
One
calme
that
que vous pouvez
focuses
vous en
on
griller
high
une.
burst damage
Capiche?
weapons like the M99 and Railgun, and one that offers a more balanced approach, being effective against both trash and large Zeds. For our build, we'll be aiming towards the latter and using the FN FAL and the Mark 14 EBR. The FAL is admittedly a tricky weapon to use and an even harder weapon to master, even for a sharpshooter. It possesses high recoil and a rather high fire rate to boot. However, with some practice, it excels as a multi-purpose battle rifle and is at the very least reasonably effective against all threats. The Mark 14, while lacking the high fire rate of its partner, is a very capable weapon and packs a decent amount of stun power as well. Paired with a cryo grenade or a stun, and the Mark 14 can fell any large Zed without a fuss. Our skill build with this loadout will consist of Marksman, Stability, Rack 'em Up, Always Prepared, and Ranger, since the other Zed time skill is currently broken. Remember to leverage your extra mobility and crouch when firing and reloading when the circumstances allow in order to maximize your skills. Winding down and coming in at number 9, the SWAT perk has a rather impressive set of kit to choose from, and for our build, we'll be using the Nailgun PDW upgraded 1 and the Medic SMG. Alternatively, you can upgrade to the Chris and Nailgun and take a Medic pistol, however, I think this is a bit overkill. The Chris, while a bit pricey, gives you quite a bit of stopping power with an extremely high fire rate. It's best used against medium threat Zeds like Husks and Sirens, and against Springs, although this doesn't stop it from tearing up trash as well. The Nailgun PDW helps fill in the gaps of the Chris and gives you good hallway clearing capabilities, thanks to its piercing and ricocheting nails. It also makes you a good match for flesh pounds and mortar pounds, thanks to their relatively precision piercing attacks. The Medic SMG, while not a stellar weapon against tough enemies, will have no problem dealing with plots, crawlers, and stalkers. In addition, its healing darts can help catch up and eliminate everyone else in the fight. For skills, you should always start a match off playing SWAT with heavy armor training, close combat training, suppression rounds, assault armor, and rapid assault. However, after the first wave or so, I would recommend swapping to tactical movement, tactical reload, and cripple for the added mobility benefits. The final perk, and every random pub's favorite, the Survivalist, naturally has the largest weapon selection to choose from. My recommended build is simple, powerful, and quite a lot of fun to play. We'll be using an AA-12 and the upgraded Railgun for our two weapons and maxing out our carrying capacity at 20. The AA-12 is a very simple and straightforward weapon to use and can deal with threats of all sizes to some degree, although I would probably stick to medium Zeds and weaker for our build. In hallways or choke points, it's even more effective due to its ability to penetrate. The Railgun is another simple weapon in concept, but might take a bit of practice on the harder difficulties. While it may be a one-shot wonder on the Sharpshooter, it loses some of this on the Survivalist, especially if you're playing with several other people. For this reason, use your Railgun as a supporting tool to assist other big Zed killers and make their takedowns a little bit easier. Once you have your full weapon complement, I would suggest using heavy weapons training, medic training, weapon harness, spontaneous Zed explosion, and Madman for skills. Remember the limitations of Survivalist when using this build, but also capitalize on its strengths, namely its extra durability and more focused sprint. And builds. Again, I should stress that these builds are not the only way to play these perks, but are some of my favorite and arguably some of the strongest current configurations. Perks such as Gunslinger, SWAT, and Sharpshooter, to name a few, have quite a bit of build diversity, and I would recommend playing around with them to find what suits you best. Thank you all very much for watching. Let me know what your favorite builds are in the comment section below, and also feel free to subscribe so you never miss a guide. Remember to head over to the community section of my channel to vote on the next Killing Floor video, but until then, happy hunting.
Fucking more! Pas besoin de renfort avec des tirs pareils.
Une consommation plus responsable, ça devrait être compliqué. Par la
Une bataille importante vous attend. Cet équipement est un investissement.
100% d'efficacité, maintenant avec 70% d'ingrédients d'origine.
Vous êtes encore en un seul morceau. C'est super. Continuez comme ça. Allez soigner vos camarades.
C'est ce qu'il faut.
Affichez les commandes d'échange et améliorez votre équipement.
Merci bien. C'est exactement ce qu'on va faire.
C'est bon?
Ça fera l'affaire.
Je me sens généreuse. Qui veut de la thune? Je me sens généreuse. Ça va mieux, mon pote?
Des aides approchent. Je dois bientôt fermer le module.
Hey everyone, Richard here, and today I thought it might be a good idea to take a break from serious-ish content and just make a fun video taking a look at what I think are the worst weapons in Guild Wars 2. Right now, I think that most weapons are reasonably viable, but there are a few out there that just insist on being crap in contrast to their peers. This list is in no particular order, so with that all out of the way, let's get started.
C'est terminé.
Starting us off is one of the oldest and simplest firearms in the game, but one that just struggles to get the job done. The Dragon's Breath trench gun, while possessing serviceable damage, is just inferior pound for pound to its counterparts. The slow fire rate, small magazine, and huge pellet spread means that it just lacks the consistency of other firebug and support weapons. It also really struggles to find a home as it isn't crazy effective against either large or trash sets. For weaker enemies, the Conqueror is a much cheaper and more powerful option. Against the big ones, it far surpasses the trench gun and is overall a better primary weapon. Using it on support means it's just competing against better and more flexible shotguns like the MC-12 and more influential lightning gun. While yes, it does have some valiant attempts at fixing it, the trench gun just fails to live up to other weapons in either the support or firebug roster. The next weapon on the list is a conceptually unique weapon that fails to stack up anything with counterparts. The CQ-6, the missile launcher, C4 independently targeted micro-missiles. The C4 is a more flexible option than the RPG-7, but with one such a feature, you'd be better off just burning your dodge. In a game like Killing flexibility is not just a virtue. Specialization, especially in CQs, is very important, and the C4 best demo abilities or support adaptability. The RPG, however, can be used against any size target with relative ease. It is one of the few weapons that, given the number, can be used against strength and flashbounds as well as craft tier spells. It works well, it can be fun, but it struggles to do so with at least on suicidal terrain. Even the shield is probably a better option than demo, as it can still handle flashbounds. Perhaps its only saving grace is the absolute main potential it has during Zen time with the Destroyer of World skill. If you have a good commando and sharpshooter on your team for lots of Zen time, maybe consider taking this, otherwise leave her at home. Number 3 on the list was something that I thought may have had some potential when it released, but just ended up being a bit disappointing. The HRG Buckshot was a novel attempt at a shotgun revolver, but just turned into a subpar support sidearm. Try saying that 3 times fast. While it can fire fast and has a high theoretical DPS, its high recoil makes it a tough beast to tame. While I'm not saying it doesn't make sense